Does.
It does. Not well it used to.
It does. It does. It projects really good.
Dumb shit. What's up, what's up? Welcome to Startup X, episode 26, presented by 26 TV. I'm your host, Six Sensei. Joining me today is Sick Lawless.
Very drunkly joining you.
A text message, and Six Psycho.
What's happening?
That wasn't a text message, that was Dr. Evil.
No, that wasn't Dr. Evil.
No, that was...
Oh, that was the...
Never mind. That was
Anyway.
Austin's phone. Anyhow.
Dumbass.
That was Niles. Nigel. What's his name?
Basil.
Basil!
Oh my god.
One of them stupid fucking names.
So, this week, first of all, if you want to join the conversation, send us your questions or concerns or thoughts or anything like that at 26tv@gmail.com. You can also send your gameplay. You let us know about your gameplays that are in your vault. Anything will do. It doesn't have to be MOAB gameplay, just some entertaining stuff to watch. Right now, I think we're watching Hollywood Wobble's MSR MOAB.
Hollywood Wobble.
Hollywood Wobble, that's my boy. He's a good kid. He got an MSR MOAB on Baccarat. So anyway, give him a shout out for that because it's a pretty damn good game. But starting off the list, starting off the agenda, if you will, is Mass Effect. Tons of news about Mass Effect. EA is really doing a good job pushing this game. And one of the things that they're doing to bring some attention to it from outside of a gaming standpoint, right? People are talking about this who aren't really into gaming. What they're doing is they're launching their games into outer space. Let's just get some thoughts about that right out the bat. Well, I mean, what do you think? What's the point?
The budget you put aside to launch these games into outer space, you should have dumped into the fucking game. What are you doing? God damn it. I don't want my game launched into outer space. What if it burns in the atmosphere on the way down?
Use that money to make the Xbox version one disc.
Yeah, do that. Buy Bethesda off and fucking learn how they put Skyrim on one disc.
They will never share that secret.
They will
Skyrim fit on one disc, and nobody's going to know how.
Yeah.
Nobody will ever know how.
Greatest developer ever.
Speaking of which, Mass Effect, if you guys didn't know, on PlayStation it's going to be on one disc. On Xbox it is going to be on two discs.
Boom.
Just like Mass Effect 2 was. I mean, people didn't really go crazy crying about this, but it is...
I am.
Well, you're changing your pre-order.
Mm-hmm.
He is. So that's actually, you seeing it right here, it's swaying someone's decision as to which console to pick.
I may be the only one, but I don't care.
Like, when I was playing Mass Effect 2, and I had to switch disc, I wasn't that bothered by it.
But you were a fanboy at the time.
But when I think about it now, like, the only reason I'm getting it on the Xbox probably is because all my saves are on the Xbox.
Yeah,
and that's where I did all my story and shit.
Otherwise,
I would probably get it on the PlayStation because... I mean, I'm getting old. I'm lazy. I don't feel like getting up and changing the fucking disc. Just because fucking game. No. I mean, like, that's just aggravating.
It is an annoyance. I mean, you may only have to do it once or twice.
Yeah,
but
maybe
it's a big burly pain in the ass, and it's something that people don't want to deal with.
You shouldn't have to deal with, you know.
Well, the next console, you can bet your ass, the next place or Xbox, you won't have to deal with it. They're gonna have some type of thing. But what they're doing is possibly Blu-ray. What they're doing is they're launching their games in the outer space over several cities: New York, San Francisco, Las Vegas, Berlin, and London, and Paris. So what's going to happen is they're going to launch into outer space via a weather balloon, and when it hits the inner atmosphere, I think it should pop at that point, and it's going to fall back to Earth, and you can track it on Mass Effect's website. You can track it on Mass Effect's website, and if you pick up one of these games, you can have it a week or two early. It's just a big publicity stunt.
So
really.
It's like nobody's actual game. It's just like gonna be random. You just go on the computer and check where the coordinates are.
Yeah, we're gonna have like
and then like 60
stabbings.
people, 70 people are gonna be out there. Probably a lot more than that.
Yeah, we're gonna have multiple stabbings.
multiple stabbings.
I can see it.
Oh my god.
Oh my god, I gotta play before you play. Let me stab you for this game. It fell out of outer space and it's so burnt up it won't even fit in my console to play anymore.
It's gonna burn. Man, they may do something to protect it.
I just don't think this is gonna work out like they see it working out. Like when
this
shit falls and hits my fucking windshield of my vehicle, I'm gonna be very pissed, EA. Very pissed.
It's a publicity stunt. And that kind of goes along the lines of an article I read this week on IGN's website about, did Mass Effect 3 sell out?
Yeah. They sure the fuck did.
Well, here's the question.
They sold out last year for pre-orders.
They're
going to sell out this year for pre-orders.
Before you start Lawless's rant, let me get the premise of the article out there. Mm-hmm. This dude's ready to go. Chomping at the bit. So basically what they were talking about, and I kind of see their point here. If you take Mass Effect 1, it was kind of like a niche title. It was really good. They put a lot of work into it. They put it out there. It sold like 1 million copies in the first week on Xbox alone. Mass Effect 2 comes out. It launches on Xbox exclusive. They commercialize it a little bit more. They make it easier to play. They made some of the things less daunting, like the
mining.
Mining was less daunting. Your inventory system was a little more noobish, if you will, so far as RPGs go. And then Mass Effect 3 is that one sold 2 million copies week 1. Now Mass Effect 3 is launching day and date on PlayStation, Xbox, and I believe PC. Don't quote me on that one. It may be like a month later. But what they're doing to this game is they're doing crazy shit like launching the game in outer space. They're putting Kinect into the title. They're putting in multiplayer, which is what every developer does when they're ready to try to, they just pigeonhole the multiplayer in there. Wait, I'm not done. They're doing things like making different little versions inside of the game. There's going to be like an easy version, a version that plays the game for you, and there's a version that does the story for you, and that's the whole part of Mass Effect. Of course, I believe they're going to have the regular version in there for us people, but this is that's what they're proposing, is that they're selling out. They're trying to appeal to too much of a large audience, but they feel like they're going to lose their audience, much like you feel like Chevelle, one of your favorite bands, or Seether, or Bullet for My Valentine, has sold out because Sony or whoever they're
that's
you feel like they're selling out,
that's
making all this music
different.
for the radio.
No,
so I just want to throw that
When a
out.
band makes a music for radio, that's for radio, and it sucks, and it doesn't compare to their previous album. They sold out. It doesn't compare. When they make a game that has these extra features for extra people, that's different because the core game is still there.
Is it? That's the question that's being posted.
Dude, like it's fucking Mass Effect 3. You can't tank this. Like, you cannot.
Ooh, I beg to differ. It could be tanked.
Dude, it could be, but you'd have to be a fucking idiot to do it. Like, real shit. Like, you'd have to be dumb as fuck to do it. They're not going to do it. Like, at the end of the day, the devoted team to who built these games are still there producing the story and the content. There's EA behind them, backing them, paying for all this extra shit to go on.
Well, what if they're just going, you know what if EA walks to BioWare and says, look, multiplayer now. Don't care what kind of time it takes.
And you know
Don't care what it takes away from the original story.
And they probably did.
Multiplayer.
And
you
it's
know what?
there.
Microsoft said Connect, or it doesn't get on our console. They didn't have a choice. They had to work in Connect.
That's probably the case. That's probably what happened. But what I'm saying is, at the end of the day, dude, the game is still going to be the fucking game that we're all looking forward to.
But what if the game that we're all looking forward to doesn't hold a candle to what it could have been had they not put all these extra features in?
Look,
I'm just throwing it out there.
You're talking about they dumbed down Mass Effect 2 from Mass Effect 1, right?
They're talking about doing it again.
I don't know about that, but
They're talking about doing it again.
I mean, Mass Effect 2 to Mass Effect 1 was definitely a fucking improvement, dude. The controls were better. The gameplay was more solid. It kept you interested, you know? And I'm not saying Mass Effect 1 was bad by any means. It was amazing. And when I played Mass Effect 2, it was even better.
It's kind of like Assassin's Creed versus Assassin's Creed 2.
Exactly. It was exactly the same thing.
I can see
it's just now there's like these extra things on there that are, like you said, are making it more commercialized. And people are like, oh, they're selling out. They're not fucking selling out. They're fucking maximizing their profit off of the fucking video game.
So I've been humoring IGN's article. First of all, you've been quite silent over there, Sylvester Stallone. What's your thoughts on it? Are they selling out? What do you think about this whole shebang? You're a Mass Effect fan, right? You played.
I don't think they're selling out.
So you agree?
Right.
So, like I said, I've been humoring IGN. I agree. I do agree with you. I don't think they're selling out. I think they're just trying to make money, which is what anybody tries to do. Do I go to work trying not to make money? Do I say, hey, let me not do this because, it's stupid.
Say, like you said, say EA came up to them and say, hey, we need multiplayer now. and Microsoft said we need Connect now. You're not getting it on the system. What are they going to say? Oh no, we're not selling out, so we're just not going to put the game out.
It's the same thing with music. It's the same thing with movies. It's kind of one of those things where they don't really have a choice. If they want to make money, in order to continue doing what they love doing, like the music, I always tell you, in order for Seether to really make it big, they got to step away from what they normally do and do something like Broken, which was a good song.
Yeah.
Do something like Broken that's
song.
commercial. But it's a really commercial song. They did it. It got their name out there and it sold their albums. So now they can get back to doing what they really love doing.
When are they going to do that?
I'm waiting on it too. I'm saying that's the ideal. That's my ideal. I'm waiting for it to do it.
In their farewell tour.
I mean, it's like in the gaming world, you don't drop a whole game that's crap and then come back to a fucking, what you used to do. Like to a great game. Like, that's how the music genre works. You launch a whole album that's crap, you grab your whole new audience, and then when you release the new album, like the old audience is like, oh, that was cool, I'm going to go download that album for free anyway. Well, whatever. But, you got the developer, BioWare, and the publisher, EA. EA is demanding these things. BioWare's not going to tell them no. They want to get fucking paid.
No, they're not going to tell them no. I agree. I think this game is going to sell like gangbusters because it's in a good time slot for the year. It's on both consoles, day and date. I believe PC. Don't quote me on that. I believe it's coming out on PC at the same time, but it could be a month later. I want to say I heard somewhere it's going to be like a month later. But nonetheless, Mass Effect 2, exclusive on Xbox, sold 2 million copies in 1 week. That's a success.
Yes.
That's a successful game.
Yeah.
This one, 5 million. I think it's going to hit 5. My prediction is they're going to hit 5 million because each console is going to do its 2.5.
Think about it. Like your multiplayer that's being tacked on, is a co-op. Like my third run through Mass Effect 2 when I was sitting there playing that shit.
Third run through.
Yeah, third run through. I was like, wow, this is kind of boring. Hey, if I'd have had some co-op on there, maybe I would have been like, hey, this is kind of boring because I'd have been running through it with a buddy.
Well, you would have said, hey, this is kind of boring. Let me hit up my buddy and see if he wants to play with me.
Right? Oh, now this is fun again. And I can play Mass Effect 2 or 3 more times. Dude, it was a fucking great game. Like, this one's going to be even fucking better. And I think the multiplayer, or co-op, if you will, is going to be a great addition to it. Like, you can't just look at it as it's tacked on Team Deathmatch. No, it's not.
No, it's not Team Deathmatch. It's not what Dead Space did, right? That one sucked. Assassin's Creed, it's getting better. Revelation's got the second iteration of the multiplayer. It's interesting multiplayer, but it doesn't hit home for a large audience. No. This one is a co-op. You get with your buddies, you play it, you set it down. You don't have to wait. There's no matchmaking, none of that nonsense. I think they did it right. Hopefully it plays well, because I'm looking forward to playing it with you, because I'm going to get it on PlayStation. Because I only want to play on one disc.
Anyway. But as far as launching their shit in outer space or, or weather balloons, do I think it's stupid? Yes.
Yeah, stupid.
But is it at the end of the day? Is it an advertisement? Yes.
Hell yeah, it's an advertisement. It's something big that they're doing, and people are interested in it. Nobody's ever done it before.
Hey.
It's almost an original idea, if you will.
Yeah. Good news, bad news. At the end of the day, it's still news, and it's still drawing attention.
Exactly. And another piece of news, the last piece of Mass Effect news, the lead writer of Star Wars: The Old Republic and the Mass Effect trilogy, Drew Karpyshyn? I don't really know how to say his name. It's weird. Drew Karpyshyn leaves BioWare. He left. He's going to work on other projects. What does that mean? The lead writer of Star Wars: The Old Republic. So we could probably rest assured that Star Wars: The Old Republic, just like World of Warcraft or something like that, is a standalone game. It is probably, you're not going to get a sequel, proper sequel. You're going to get add-ons. Yeah. You're going to get the patches, the little...
You're going to get his
DLC and whatever.
Like that.
Now, the Mass Effect trilogy, on the other hand, unlike most other Microsoft, trilogies, which this one no longer really is, this one may actually end on a trilogy.
It's gonna be.
Can you believe that?
It's gonna. No, it's
what do you
not.
think?
It's gonna end on the trilogy as far as Shepard's story, and then continue in the universe.
You think
they're gonna milk?
There is a lot of universe. I mean, there's a lot of potential story that can be told.
They'll bring in a new hero.
The lead writer. is leaving. He left BioWare.
So somebody else is
all
going to
that
come in and
says
be like,
is-
here's my idea.
Like that writer probably pitched an idea to 2 or 3, maybe 4 or 5 different people. Got shot down and was like, okay, it's time for me to go.
Yeah.
They
I mean,
want
that's
this. I
speculation,
want to
that's-
do this. You know, yeah, it's all speculation, but you know, I mean, I don't think that's not as bad as like the creator of the series bouncing before the fucking game.
Yeah, way to go.
You know, that's
Now.
like not like David Jaffe
Jaffe
leaving
last
before
week.
fucking Twisted Metal launches. Like that's not
But
as bad.
in hindsight, we talked about Twisted Metal and how maybe it wasn't striking home for us. It reviewed great. It reviewed really well. It got like 9s and 8s. And
Yeah, I mean, for the
I mean-
people who played Twisted Metal back in the day, and it's a revamp of the series, they're probably like, "Oh, it's fun. I don't want to see that shit."
Yeah,
anymore."
I was feeling nostalgic when I played the demo, but I mean, that's pretty much all I felt.
Yeah,
it wasn't worth your $60.
$60. No,
It's not even.
So-
it's not even worth my time on a GameFly rental if I had GameFly.
I want to touch on this subject
That's-
real quick while we're
that's-
talking about it. Wow.
I'd Redbox it.
You
Yeah, I'd Redbox it.
$2. He'd pay $2 to pay Twisted Metal, the new one.
$2 a night.
There's no wait time. I just play it for one
Yeah.
night and then bring it back.
I want to talk about cost of games. I want to talk about that for just a quick second. Most people out there think games are expensive.
You're fucking retarded. If
I
you
like
think
that.
games
Yes.
are expensive in general.
Yes,
Like, you're
you're
fucking
stupid.
stupid.
You're stupid.
Like,
Well,
go back to our
when we were
days.
I guarantee you, most of the people that think that are the parents that are buying it for their
Bro.
kids.
Go
Let's-
Google the prices of Super Nintendo games back in the day.
$45.
We're talking about 19
More
oh my
expensive than
God.
that. Like,
We're talking about
dude.
early 90s money, and
Yeah.
it was 90, $100. You talking about 70, $80 for some of those games,
Shit was
dude.
fucking expensive.
I mean, my mom
That
bought
was
me,
expensive.
my mom bought me Sonic for the Sega Genesis. I think she told me she paid like $85 for that game,
Yeah,
dude.
and that's for the
And
Genesis.
I beat the game. I was a little kid, beat the game in like 3 hours. I brought it to her. Done. She's like, "Are you fucking kidding me?"
Same
I
thing
mean,
with me.
like
With the fucking
$80-something
Super
for
Nintendo
this.
game.
She hands it back to me and says,
pissed.
"You better play it at least 20 more times."
Yeah,
And I almost did.
Like, I mean, you're
Games have
fucking
gotten
tripping.
cheaper, and you take into effect inflation actually turns that number over and it makes it even cheaper. And mostly because of the cost of actually putting the game together. I mean, back in the day, the cartridges, you had the memory in the cartridge, the battery in the cartridge. The cartridge itself was a proprietary item, and it was just so expensive to make them, and they had to pass that charge down to the consumer. Memory was not cheap back then. So, I mean, now all you have is a disc and you have built-in memory in your consoles, and $60 is, in my opinion, especially for a game like Skyrim
Yeah.
or Modern Warfare 3, you're gonna put 100. I've got maybe 100 hours in Modern Warfare. That's what, like 80 cents an hour.
Yeah, I mean,
Is that
think about
about
it. Your
80 cents an
average
hour
game
for
is
my-
what, 10 to 12, if that.
I'm okay with that.
Yeah,
I'm okay with that.
And,
dude.
and they
$5
charge
an hour or so.
$60.
$60. I mean, I don't think they need to go down. I don't think they need to go up. I think they're good where they're at. But I really think people ought to just kind of take into consideration what could be, right? If each console had its own proprietary type of thing, and it was hard to make back then. Games, dude, when a game launched, if it sold out, you had to wait like 3 or 4 weeks to get another run of the game because it was sold out, and it took them a while to make the cartridges again. So I mean, I just wanted to touch on that right quick because I think it's kind of, I see it, a lot of forums and stuff like that. I see it, and it's just like, man, games are not expensive. You're nuts, dude. You're nuts. Games have gotten so much cheaper, and you just don't even realize.
No, that's the kids that haven't experienced the generations that we have,
I mean, I used to have to rent games. I wouldn't
Yeah.
play a game unless I was in Blockbuster.
Right?
It just wasn't happening.
That's the kids where their parents say, "I'm not paying for that fucking game. It's too expensive." So he's like, "Man, these games are too expensive. They gotta get cheaper so my mom can buy it."
Was that Cartman Sylvester Stallone?
I guess I don't know. I have no control over.
I'm
this
sorry,
right
guys. He's a
now.
little sick, and then he did the Cartman voice. So
Yeah, so fuck these guys.
Sylvester Stallone, Cartman. Is
Assholes.
I think that might be the intro. So
Nice.
anyway.
Dude, we got a beer?
No, you want another one?
I so want another.
Oh my God, he's driving. So next on the agenda, Valve. Valve, the creators of the Half-Life series, which a lot of people haven't experienced because it hasn't come out in so long. Phenomenal series. Phenomenal
Very
series.
good. Very good.
It
If
is.
you haven't played Half-Life,
Blow
or
your ass
Half-Life 2,
away, dude.
go play it.
Blow your ass away with the story. The silent protagonist is kind of one of those things that's kind of fading, but it's still a phenomenal story, phenomenal game. They say Valve. They also made Portal. They made Team Fortress 2. Steam. They kind of run the
Portal,
Steam thing.
Very boring. Go play Half-Life.
Shut up.
Yeah.
Shut up. Portal's amazing.
The only reason why I can get sales on Portal because they bundled it with Half-Life.
Valve said earlier this week. Tired of the trolls, man. Valve said earlier this week that they would make hardware if they had to. This is interesting to me because they don't like the consoles that we use. They don't like the Xbox. They don't like the PlayStation. They think they're too wrapped up and too bundled. I mean, Microsoft is crazy about what they put on their console. Did you know? I learned earlier this week in another podcast that for a developer to put out a patch on a game on Xbox, $40,000 Microsoft charges them.
$40,000.
Sweet.
$40,000.
That's
Now let's say an
expensive,
indie developer needed to put out a patch on their game. Their entire profit's gone. I mean, they may have only made $40,000.
Well, hopefully, like a game that small, it like doesn't need
You
a
never know.
patch.
What if there's an accident or something happens? They need to
Dude,
patch
if
it
I
up?
made a game that only made $40,000 and people were complaining about a patch, I'd be like, sorry.
Well, they wouldn't do it, right? You wouldn't do it. I mean,
Wait till the sequel comes out.
maybe that's the thing. Maybe it's a deterrent. Maybe Microsoft says, you want to put a patch out. We don't like doing this to our customers.
Yeah.
But if you want to put a patch out, it's going to cost you. So maybe it's a deterrent. Maybe it's something that developers, take a look at when they're making a game and go,
It's just something for them to get
It's probably
more money.
along the same lines of them saying, "Hey, it's going to cost you $10 to change your fucking gamer tag."
So anyway, what I was saying, Valve
rape sauce.
I think charging to change your gamer tag is good because your gamer tags would just be going nuts. All the time.
that's kind of expensive though.
Well,
like $10.
I don't know. Whatever. It doesn't really matter because people should just pick their freaking gamer tag and stick with it. Don't be stupid.
I mean, you got a stupid game tag.
Yes, I do. 6 Sense
I'm
is
joking.
stupid, lawless. They're lawless. The man with no laws.
No laws. I am lawless. Anyway.
So they said they'll make hardware if they have to, and then Valve they got money, dude. They do rolling in the dough.
Are you sure?
Yes, I'm positive. What if they did make hardware? What if they did make a console? Basically,
If they made a console, they would be rolling in the red.
rolling in the red. What does that even mean?
If they made a console, it would be a computer.
I don't think it would sell well. Like, what
I
are they
don't
going to
know.
push?
I don't know.
3
I'd like
and
to see it.
Half-Life 4
I think it would be
or
crazy.
whatever.
I think
like,
it would be absolutely insane to see Valve step into the console race.
It would be absolutely insane to see the fucking Game Boy Advance revamped with Valve's name on it. They don't have the money or the
They
fucking
got the money and
following
they
to
got
fucking no.
You don't
they
know
do
nothing.
not.
You don't
Oh
know
my
shit.
God.
Shut your mouth.
Dude, you mean they got the money to produce a console, like mass produce a console, all the advertisements, by all the developers,
Who said they need
all of that
buy
shit,
Only to have it crash.
or license all the fucking developers to fucking sell on this shit. Like, get out of here.
Who says they need the money like in their back
Dude.
pocket? Who says they can't get investors
They're not gonna do
in
it.
backers?
Who's gonna
What if they
invest
got a
in another
Kickstarter?
developer?
What if they got a Kickstarter? Just like Double Fine. We talked about
Dude,
last week. We talked about
David
Double
Jaffe
Fine.
or whoever did it, you fucking lucky
Gabe Newell?
motherfucker. Whatever. Like, I mean, that's not gonna happen like
Wait.
that many
Double
times.
Fine Kickstarter. We talked about that last week.
Mhm.
Double Fine's Kickstarter, which was one of those things where the people buy the game ahead of time and tell basically Double Fine that I want this game. You build it. I'm already buying it right now. It hit $2 million.
Dude, okay, I understand that. That's for a console, that's for a game. That's not for a console. There's a lot more that goes into a console.
I'm just throwing it out there. It'd be interesting to see them jump into the console race.
It would be, but
If they
like,
make a
are
more
they gonna
open
do it?
platform,
Will
more
they
like
do it? That's a stupid idea. That's like Apple trying to say we're gonna fucking, they got a huge chance if they jump into it and say we're gonna make a console.
They have a console.
but it's gonna
called
be
the
like
iPhone.
$1,200.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's $12,000.
Yeah. I mean,
And only run apps.
I just think
Only run.
a
You
developer
download Mass Effect
jumping
app.
into a console fucking race, especially if they only like primarily sold on the PC, would be stupid. That would be dumb.
I don't know. I think it could be interesting. I think it could be cool.
Interesting? No. I think they should just sit in line with Nintendo on those who are waiting to fail. Like it would just
The
be
Wii
dumb.
U is so gonna fail hard. They're actually proposing an opportunity to potentially change the name of the Wii U because they realize
Do that.
Potentially, they fucking
it
better.
needs to happen, right? Because the name of it just kind of sucks, right? The Wii. And then the Wii U. The Wii is a casual market. The Wii is for people. Honestly, the Wii is for people who are not listening to shit like this. The Wii is for the casual market. They see the Wii U on the shelf. It's kind of an impulse purchase. You talk to your buddies. You talk to your friends. And you know your girlfriend or whatever, girls, and they talking and like the Wii is awesome, blah blah blah, and they buy it. The Wii U isn't going to sell to them, and that's what it's supposed to sell.
That was just bad translation on our part as Americans. Like it was supposed to be Wii 2, but since it was an Asian saying it, it came out Wii U.
Shut your mouth. Shut your mouth.
You're racist.
No,
the day.
I mean, dude,
that was rough. That was rough. So anyway, you know, the Wii U needs to be changed. I agree with that. Valve, their console, if they make one, that would be awesome.
No.
Would it be awesome?
The
Yeah.
last thing, would I buy it? It depends on what it's supporting.
Yeah,
What is it
probably so.
supporting?
Fuck you, would.
Valve exclusives?
But what if it's in, all right? Let's
You
throw
know what it
let's throw the
support?
potential out there.
You know what
Let's
it
throw-
supports? It supports computer games. That's what it supports.
Let's throw the potential. Computer games. Every fucking game almost that comes out on console comes
Dude,
out on computer. What's wrong with that?
That's their base. There's not compared to console gamers. There's not that many fans in the PC world.
I'm just saying.
I mean,
would probably
what
buy-
you're talking
what if
about?
it's an easy
Dude,
port?
He
What
can
if
play
every game
Portal
we
for
make
the
is
rest
an
of
easy
his
port?
life.
It would be awesome.
Oh, right? That would be fucking awesome for him.
So you had some
Because
issues.
he's great at puzzles.
Yeah.
He can play Portal for the rest of his life.
You had some issues. You went to GameStop today to pre-order Mass Effect 3.
Did I
And
have
you
issues?
saw the Vita games.
No, that was at Walmart, actually.
That was Walmart, whatever
But
it was. You saw the Vita games on the shelf, and what was your issue?
my issue was that the fucking Uncharted game was $50 fucking dollars for the Vita.
That's a
Like,
surprise to you?
That is a surprise to me because the fucking price range.
Dude, it's a handheld game.
It was 30 to 50. Like, I'm sorry, it's a handheld fucking game. Like, I don't want to pay 99 cents for a fucking iPhone game. I definitely don't want to pay fucking $50 for a fucking portable game that I can
Agreed.
only play on this portable fucking device. That's only $10
That only-
cheaper than the
that-
fucking console game.
And the
that I'm
battery only
buying.
lasts like 3 hours.
Right? Like, fuck you for that.
I'm just
Like,
getting
that shit is
into it. Oh
retarded.
shit! Where's my charger?
I guess that's way too much fucking money for a portable fucking game. Like,
Well,
you need to
it's-
get out of here with that shit. If that
It's
shit was
Uncharted.
yeah, if it was Uncharted 4, tack the extra $10 on it and charge it fucking full price. Like, don't charge $50 for that shit. Like, get the fuck out of here. 30 should be the fucking limit for that
Right
shit.
now. I don't know. I think
Way too much for a fucking portable game.
Yes.
Like, I
But
know
it's-
you think
it's
your
a-
shit
it's a-
rivals the fucking PS2 or whatever, but nobody's gonna buy your shit anyway. So don't try to fucking compensate for your fucking lack of sales and fucking hardware for fucking, you know, for the fucking
God.
game. Like, stop it. Oh my god. Like your proprietary shit and your expensive ass games. Like, that's exactly why I'm fucking boycotting your fucking product right now, Sony. You're fucking retarded.
Then you don't have the money to buy it.
Right? Like, I would have to buy into Sony and fucking make money back, and then 10 years later, I can buy their fucking Vita and all their fucking proprietary shit, and then go buy a copy of their game. Fucking stupid. It's too expensive. That shit is way too much.
And this has been Lawless Rants, brought to you by the Startup X Podcast.
No, dude, mobile gaming. It's gaming for a certain amount of time. It's short-term
Who
fucking
says?
gaming.
Who says? I mean,
Dude.
that's what the mobile gaming for phones is like that. You know, you pay 99 cents, you play Angry Birds while you're on the shitter, or you're riding the car, or taking a 15-minute break at work. The Vita is like a console experience on the go. That's what it is.
Let me ask you this.
All right, look, on the go. But if you buy a game like that, you're gonna have to be sitting next to a fucking electrical outlet because you playing the game for like 2 hours.
Sylvester
and the
Stallone.
game
Who
dies.
says?
I'm about to show you
Okay,
Sylvester Stallone
okay.
when I uppercut your ass.
Who says?
All
Oh my god.
If you were to buy Grand Theft Auto on your iPhone, how much would it cost you?
99 cents?
No,
No,
$6.
it costs more than that.
Like $6 or
About
$7.
$6.
I think it's $6.99.
If you were to buy Grand Theft Auto on the Vita, how much is it going to cost you?
At least 30.
At least 30.
I agree. There's a price
Fuck
difference
you
there.
for that fucking trying to rape the consumer. Who are you? Microsoft? Don't take that route. Don't do
take
it.
that route. Well, the minis, the PlayStation minis are ridiculously priced. They're like $6, $5.
All of that shit is
and
ridiculous.
those are worse than iPhone games. Honestly, they're horrible. I don't know. I think that they're putting the time and the development into these games, just like they would a console game. I mean, Uncharted, and some of these games, by the way, are going to be on both console and Vita. They're transferring. I hate that word. They're going to transfer one another with their saves and stuff like that.
That's a stupid fucking word.
That is a word.
Yeah.
Anyway, when you play your Vita on the go, save it to the cloud.
But that's a whole
Pull it
different
down from the
story.
cloud
That's a
onto your
whole
PlayStation.
different story. But you're like fucking marketing this as a Vita game, and I'm looking at it like that's $50 for a fucking portable game.
I think that's a barrier for
You're
a lot of people.
fucking retarded.
I think that's a barrier for a lot of
money.
people. I honestly think it's a fair price. It may be a little overpriced. The problem with it is it doesn't translate. The game doesn't translate simply because it's on a handheld. I don't care how powerful your handheld is. I don't care about those things. That's a barrier for a lot of people. They see those kind of games. They see those kind of prices on those games. And that's going to create that distance. They're like, I just can't muster the $50 to spend on
And
a
I
game.
mean, at the end of the day, they can be like, oh, these are console-style graphics. Well, which console are they talking about? You know, the fucking Nintendo, the PS1, the PS2?
It looks
Like,
almost as good as the PlayStation 3 with the AMOLED screen.
I don't know
Dude,
about
you need
that
to see
shit.
it.
It's
You need to see it.
comparable to PS3.
It looks good.
Okay,
It looks really
which
good.
is about to be done in fucking a year or two anyway. But still, that's still too much fucking money for a game that's probably like fucking what? Well, I don't know. We don't want to go by hours because then that's gonna fucking stomp my whole argument. But
It's like 10 or 12 hours.
I just can't see myself doing it. I can't see myself paying $50.
Like I said,
For a
that's
fucking
the
portable
barrier
game.
for a lot of
Now,
people.
Well,
Like,
it's
if-
not
if
just
it
that.
came out-
It's paying $50 for a game that you paid what $300 for a handheld
Right.
system.
Like,
And
if they
then
market
you
it
pay
as a-
$100 for a 32 gigabyte card.
That's what I'm saying. Just
And
buy
then
a
you pay
goddamn
$20
Like, it's
console.
not worth it.
Then you pay $20 a month for the 3G connectivity. Now you got to pay $50 for the game, and all these things add up to something that it's honestly causing the Vita to flop.
Yeah.
It's not
No,
going to
you
sell.
know what it
well.
adds up to? It adds up to ass rapage.
That's all they're doing. I mean, you
Yes.
walk into a store. If you want to walk into a store and buy a Vita and all the accessories necessary and have the 3G to do whatever you want to do with your 3G.
You're dropping a G,
Well,
baby.
you know what's more exciting?
You know, but you're going to drop PlayStation 3 launch money. You're going to drop a couple $100.
You know what's more
dude. You're
appealing
gonna
to
drop maybe
me
$5.
is when you say, "Oh, this is a PS3 title you can play on your Vita." That's more appealing to me than this is a fucking full price Vita title. That's
This is a
fucking
Vita
almost-
title that we may put on the PS3 later.
Yeah, like I don't want to hear that shit. You know, fuck. I mean, all the motherfuckers who bought the original PS3 that came out, they should be owed a fucking Vita right now because that shit was so fucking expensive.
We owe you a Vita. Especially since we took away Linux. Everybody was up in arms about that shit.
Yeah,
But anyway,
my God, we
that-
can't hack the PS3.
You can't have the PS2. Anyway, that's all the news we have for you guys today. All the interesting topics, if you will, because there wasn't a whole lot of news.
Yeah, I'm about to say we had news.
Where'd the news go? I remember Mass Effect was dropping the bullets, the balloons, or
The
whatever.
bullets.
The balloons.
They
Yeah.
don't got bullets.
Balloons?
That happened? No, I'm joking. Anyway.
How many beers have you had? Don't even count. Anyway, guys, thank you for joining us. Thank you, Lawless.
No problem.
Thank you, Psycho.
Anytime.
Startup X Podcast, and we're out. Peace.
Later.